In the last module, we explored how AI can predict outcomes, like whether an email is spam or how much a house might sell for. We also touched on how some AI systems can generate new content, like writing a paragraph or drawing an image from scratch. In this chapter, we're going to zoom in on that word, generate. What does it really mean when we say AI is generative? Well, think of it like this. Imagine you've read thousands of short stories, mysteries, comedies, sci-fi. After a while, you'd start to notice patterns, how stories usually begin, how characters are introduced, how twists unfold. And eventually, you might try writing your own story, not by copying word for word, but by using all the patterns and ideas you've absorbed. That's exactly what a generative AI model does. It learns from a massive collection of data, books, websites, conversations, images, and then it creates something new that follows those learned patterns. Let's take a few real-world examples to make this clear. First, text generation. This is what ChatGPT does. You type in a question, like, explain how gravity works, and it generates a response that sounds human, even though it was never explicitly programmed to answer that specific question. It's creating language on the fly, based on everything it has learned from billions of sentences. Second, image synthesis. Imagine typing a panda surfing a wave during sunset, and an AI tool like DALL or Midjourney instantly creates that image. Not a photo it found online, a brand new image stitched together from everything it has seen and understood about pandas, surfing, and sunsets. And third, voice imitation. Tools like ElevenLabs or Google's voice models can listen to a few seconds of someone's speech and then generate entirely new sentences in that same voice. This is what powers things like voice dubbing in multiple languages or recreating a historical figure's voice for a documentary. Now, let's step back and ask, what makes generative AI so different from traditional AI systems or rule-based programs? In older software systems, you had to define everything with rules. For example, if the temperature is above 100 degrees, display a heat warning. These are fixed instructions. The system doesn't understand why the rule exists, it just follows it. But generative models don't work like that. They aren't built from a list of rules. Instead, they learn patterns in the data. They model relationships between words, shapes, colors, or sounds. And then, like a painter, learning from hundreds of artworks, they generate original creations that feel natural, even artistic. A good analogy here is this. A traditional AI is like a detective. It looks at clues and says, this must be the answer. A generative AI is like an artist. It imagines possibilities and creates something new that didn't exist before. And this ability to create is what makes generative AI such a powerful tool. It's not just answering questions. It's writing poems, composing music, designing buildings, brainstorming ideas, all by learning from patterns in human-created data. So in short, when we say generative model, we mean a system that can learn patterns in data and generate new, meaningful content, whether that's language, images, audio, or beyond. In the next subchapter, we'll dive a bit deeper and compare generative models with another big category, discriminative models, so we can understand the core difference in how they function and what they're used for.